Alright, so now let's go ahead and build out the homepage, and this is what we're going to be following. So let me just have this here, and it's important to know that there are actually three links here, but when we're logged out, we're going to see register and login, and while when we log in, we are going to see the dashboard link, which looks like a button. So but this is the homepage essentially. So let's come here and build that out, and there are some things we need to do. First off, we need to have access to the CSS for our index.css file. So I'll just go to this guy here, and I will just open so this is my index.css file, and I'll just copy all the styles. So just click on this button to copy all the styles, and then I'll head over to my code editor and just go to my index.css file. Now I'll delete everything here, all the default styles, and then I'll just paste in my own, and then let's just go ahead and save. So we have all the styles we need for our index.css. Great. Okay, so the next thing we can do now is to go ahead and build out the home page. So but the thing is, the home page also have its own CSS, so you just got to copy that as well. So let's come here to my file editor, or my file explorer rather, and then where's my pages? Okay, yeah, so this is pages. Inside of pages, I will create a new file, and I'll call it home.scss. home.scss. So I'm just doing this so that you can at least see it once. Subsequently, I will not have to come here to copy any CSS file again, but at least you know where all our CSS files are located. So just open the home.scss and then just copy the styles there. How did I, okay, yeah, just click on this copy button. And then we can just come here and slot that in as well. So I chose to use SCSS because if I use modules, CSS modules, then it's a little bit complex to, not overly complex, but it's more complex to write out the CSS because you have to do styles dots. So I just said, let me just use SCSS, excuse me. All right, so now let's go ahead and build out the home page. So I'll come here to my home page, and this is the template we are following. So this guy here, and I think I should expand it so that you have it one on each side. So for our templates, for our home page rather, we have this icon. So we're going to need to install React icons to do that. So I'll come here, and what did I do? Let me expand this guy. And okay, so here I don't even know what I did here. Let me just drag this guy. All right, so here I'll install React icons. I'll say npm install, and it's React hyphen icons. Yeah, just hit enter on that, and we can open the React icons website just so that we can see. Yeah, so this is the website here. So it's react hyphen icons.github.io. So you can search for any icon here. For example, the one we're going to use is I think it's product hunt. So I think it's this one. I'm not quite sure. No, it's not this one, it's something else. But when we get there, we're going to use it. So let's check up on our installation if it's complete, and I think it is, but let's confirm by checking the package, the JSON file, just to be sure. You know what, let me just expand this guy a little, because so React icons, yeah, so we have React icons. So now we don't have anything stopping us any longer. We can go ahead and start building our page, our home page. Now we are going to use one of the icons. I think is this one. Yeah, so is this one. So to use a React icon, all you're just going to do is on this website, just click on the icon you want, and then on the page you want to use it, you just import it. So I'm just going to say import, and that's the name of the icon, and then you're importing it from React icons, and then you just add a forward slash and you slot in the first two characters or so in front of the icon. So in this case it's RI. So here I'll just add RI, and that's how you use a React icon. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's come inside our return statement. So this div here is going to have a class name. It's going to have a class name of home, and then let me just get rid of this one. Now, if you look at the finished project, let me come here. If you look at the finished project, you notice that first off, we have this logo and the menu item at this end here. I could have put this inside maybe a nav bar or something, but because it's so small, I just decided to slot it inside the home page just to save time. So here, I'll just create a nav. So that's the first thing. And this nav should have a class name. So let's do class name of, we're going to give it container and flex between. So dash dash flex between. And this is some utility classes that I created to help make my life a little bit easier when I'm building out project between. I think that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Between. The spelling looks weird, but I think it's correct. Then we're going to have a class name, a div with a class name of logo. That's where our logo is going to be. Now that logo is simply just going to be this icon. Copy that icon and then put it in here like a component. Okay, now this React icons, we can give it some properties. So here we're just going to set the size to 35 pixels. So 35. Yeah, so that's for the logo. Then this link at the end here, we're just going to come outside of the div for the logo, and we're going to have an unordered list. Now this unordered list is going to have a class name of links. I think home links. So home hyphen links. Yeah, you tap that and then you just open it up. So what are the items we have inside the unordered list? Well, we're going to use links from React Router DOM. So let me just import it quickly. So here I'll just say link. Can I auto import it? And apparently not. So here I'll say import link, and it's from React Router DOM. Yeah, so we're going to use that here. So first off, let's just have some list items. So li tag, and the li tag is just going to have a link item. So let's have a link. Aha. Now this link is going to have some properties. The first is a to. In other words, where do you want the link to go to, what URL? So it's just going to be /register, and we've not created that route yet, so but that's what it's going to go to. Then you know what, let me just put the link, let me just make it an opening and a closing tag. So here I'll just have my closing tag for the link. That's how it's supposed to be. All right, and inside here I'll just say register. Yeah, so that's the first link, and let's just do a couple more. Not a couple more, just one more actually. So this one, yeah, it's going to be pointing to the login page. So we're going to say login here, and we're going to change here as well to login. Then we're going to surround this link inside a button. All right, so here I'll just say button, and this button is going to have a class name. So dot dash dash btn. All these class names that you see has two dashes in front of them. They are basically utility classes that I built to so that I can reuse them easily, and I know that they are utility classes. So dash dash, this is going to be btn hyphen primary. All right, and then I'll just slot the link inside. Okay, so that's what we did there. Then lastly, we're going to have another link that will say dashboard, and it's going to be like a button too. So I'll just duplicate this one, and then I'll just say dashboard like so. And of course, it's also going to go to dashboard, except that it should start with a small letter. Great. So as far as we're concerned, those are the items we have in our small navigation. Let's go ahead and save it, and then let's just see what it looks like here. So let me be on the, so it's compiling. Okay, so it has finished compiling, and this is what we have. Now let's import the CSS file. So I'll go to the top here, and there should be at least one space here, and then I'll just import my dot forward slash home dot scss. If you save that, then the styles will be applied and this should take a new look. So you see it has taken a new look. But apparently there's something we need to do here for our links. So you see the color is not taking effect. So but no problem, let's just come back to our markup and see. All right, so I did some tweaks to my home.scss file and we have the colors. All right, now you notice that in the finished project, after this navigation here, we now have this kind of hero section. So we're going to create that as well. So I'll just come down here to after my nav, and let me just add a comment here and say hero section. Not like I need it, but let's just have it anyway. And then we're just going to have a section that is going to have a class name of container and another class of hero. I'll tap that and then let's open that up. The hero section has two main parts, the text and the image. So we're going to create that. So I'll have a div of hero text, hero hyphen text, then another div of hero, and let me just confirm, and that will be hero image. So image. So now let's start with the text and I'll just separate them so that we're not confused. So for the text, we have a couple of text here. The first one is this h2. I'll copy that and I'll just come here and have my h2 tag like so. Tap that and paste that in. Okay, then next we have a paragraph. So this p here, I'll come here and I'll just paste in the paragraph. So p tag, tap that and paste that in. And is there a way to, okay, I don't like this guy that is red here, although it doesn't do anything, but I think if we wrap it around curly braces and then just wrap the, forgive me, and then just wrap this guy around, I think it will get rid of that red mark. Okay, so that's fine. All right, so lastly we have a button, this button in the text. Well, not lastly, because we still have this numbers count here. So let me add the button. So for the button, I'm going to come down of the paragraph and then I'll just give it a class of hero button. So it's going to be a div with a class name of hero hyphen buttons. And I think I had two buttons before, maybe that's why I decided to give it hero buttons, but right now I just used only one. Anyway, let's just continue. Doesn't really change much. So we're going to have a button. You know what, it's going to be very similar to the button we have before, this one here. So let me just grab this button and then I'll just slot it here, which is hero buttons. The only thing is that we're going to change this button primary to button secondary like so, and then the button will say, what does it say? Free trial 1 month. So we'll come back here and we change this to free trial 1 month. Okay, then the last component on the text section here is this numbers. Now if you look at these numbers, you know that there are 3 of them and they are similar. So instead of having to write this 3 times, I can just create a small sub component inside of this my home component. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. So I'll just come down here after this component here and create another component. So I'll just create a simple arrow function and I'll call it number text, because that guy here contains some number and some text. So I'll keep things simple and call it number text. All right, then I'm going to open that up and this is going to take 2 props. So we're going to give it the num prop, which is for the number, and the text prop, because those are the things that are different for the component. So if you look here, you see that the number and the text, they are all different. So that's why I'm doing that, like doing it like this. So I'll tap that here and then I'll just have a div. I'll return something. So return, and then let's just open this up like so, and then I'll just have a div with a class name of I'll just put some dash dash mr, which is for margin on the right. I'll tap that and I'll open it. Then what do we have? We have h3 that will have the number inside of it. So here we're just going to say number, and then we have a paragraph. Tap that, sorry, and the paragraph will just have the text inside of it, like so. Now both of them are going to have a class name of color white, so let me just do that here because I want the text to be white. So I'll say class name, come on, class name. My autocomplete is really slow today, so I'm just going to say dash dash color hyphen white. So this is the component we're going to use inside of this place here. All right, so after our button, where does our button end? This is the div with the class of button, so it ends here. I'm just going to come down after the button and I'll just have another div that I'll give a class of dash dash flex hyphen start. And this my utility class, they really help me to save time. Then I'll just have the component. So here I'll say number text. Let's close that up like so, and it's going to have the prop. So let's give it the num prop, which the first one is going to be what do we say for the first one? I think it's 14,000. So 14k, yeah, like so. And then the text prop, which is supposed to be small letter, that one is going to be, we're just going to use string. So the first one says brand owners, like so. All right, so now let's go ahead and save this guy and just see what it displays here on the finished project. So you see, so we're on the right track. 14k brand owner. So let's do for the remaining 3. Okay, so I'll come here and duplicate this twice, 1 2, and this one is going to say 23k. This one will say 500 plus, and then for the second text we're going to say active users. Then this last one will say partners. Yeah, so that's about it. Save that and we should have 3 of them. Great. One thing I'll probably do is let me just modify my CSS for this guy. And when I say modify CSS, you don't have to worry about that because the CSS file you're going to have will be the latest, going to be updated. So, but let me make this button text to be white. All right, so now let's quickly bring in the image for this particular image, hero image section. So I'm going to come here and I'll just import that image. I'll say import, and I call the image hero, or I'm going to name the image hero image, so img, and it's in my assets folder. So // and go 2 steps upward, assets, and then inside the assets we have the inventory image.png. So that's it. So now I'm just going to import the hero image here. Let's scroll down to this div, and then I'll just have an image tag. So img, the source is going to point to my hero image like so, and the auth will just say inventory. Yeah, let me go ahead and save that, and we should have an image. Yeah, so you see we have the image here now. Now what we need to do next is let's install Sass, because this our SCSS rather is going to be, processed by Sass when it's going to be compiled to regular CSS by a Sass library. So I'm going to come here to my this guy here, and I'll just say npm install, and the name of the package is node-sass, and then just hit enter so that will just install. Okay, so Sass has finished installing, and we can see that we are done with the home page. So in the next one, we're going to start out by building the pages that concern authentication, which is the register, login, and the other pages. All right, see you there.